Once upon a time, in a small village, two brothers lived with their grandmother. Their parents had passed away a few years ago. Their grandmother loved them very much and cared for them every day. Their father was a skilled herbalist. He had a shop in their home that opened to the outside. He taught both brothers how to use herbs to make medicines for different health issues. He showed them how some plants could calm a cough, relieve a stomachache, or bring down a fever. The elder brother, John, worked as a herbalist in the shop. The younger brother, Louis, ran a grocery section in the same shop. He sold oil, lentils, soap, rice, sugar, spices, and other everyday items. Despite his own work, Louis frequently helped John in making medicines and looking for herbs in the nearby forest. He was also an expert herbalist and often looked after patients with John. They did all the household chores because their grandmother could not. However, she still enjoyed knitting sweaters for them, showing her love in every stitch. One morning, John and Louis woke up one after the other. John quickly took a bath, put on his ironed clothes, and rushed into the kitchen. He put on an apron and then filled a pot with water and placed it on the stove. He added some tea leaves, 1 cup of milk, and 5 teaspoons of sugar. As the tea cooked, he boiled 3 eggs and prepared the butter sandwiches. First, he took 6 slices of fresh bread and spread a generous amount of butter on one side of each slice. Then, he carefully peeled the boiled eggs and mashed them in a bowl. Meanwhile, Louis, after his bath, started to sweep the house quickly, making the floors nice and clean. In the kitchen, John added half a teaspoon of black pepper to the mashed eggs, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of sugar, and a few teaspoons of milk for creaminess to the mashed eggs to enhance the flavor. Next, he spread the mashed egg mixture onto 3 of the buttered slices of bread. He then topped each with the remaining 3 slices, butter side down. Finally, he cut each sandwich diagonally into triangles, making them easy to eat. Then John took a large bowl and filled it with creamy yogurt. Then, he drizzled honey on top and added fresh fruits like berries and sliced bananas. By the time their grandmother woke up, John had set the table with tea, sandwiches, and a yogurt bowl with honey and fruit. After sweeping the house, Louis washed his hands and came to the table for breakfast. They all sat down together and enjoyed their breakfast. After the meal, John and Louis said goodbye and opened the shop. As they opened the shop, John started preparing medicines, while customers came in for groceries.
Do you have fresh bread?
One customer asked. Louis nodded and handed it over. The customer then added,
Could I also get some dry milk?
Of course.
Louis replied, putting it into his bag and preparing the bill. At that moment, a woman walked in with her 3-year-old son and sat down, gently lifting him into her lap.
He has a fever,
she said. John gently checked the boy and then started preparing the medicine. He carefully mixed the ingredients in a small glass bottle, giving it a few brisk shakes to ensure it was well blended.
Take this,
he said, handing it to the woman.
Give him 1 teaspoon after every 6 hours.
After he prepared the bill, the woman paid him and left with her son. A few days later, as lunchtime approached, Louis noticed a rush of customers in the shop and began to worry that his grandmother would feel hungry.
Here's your rice and sugar,
he said to one customer, quickly handing over the items and taking his money. After serving another, he turned to John and said,
I'm going inside to prepare lunch. I will try to be back soon.
Don't worry. I will handle here.
John replied with a smile as he welcomed the next shopper. Louis quickly went inside and called out,
Good afternoon, Grandma!
as he hurried to the kitchen.
How was your morning?
She asked, sitting at the kitchen table.
It was busy. Customers came in early today.
He replied, grabbing ingredients for the lasagna. As the lasagna baked, they chatted about the village news.
Did you hear about the festival next week?
She asked.
Oh yes. We will go together,
Louis replied. Once the lasagna was ready, he served lunch for his grandmother and gave her a hug, then packed up some for himself and John and went back to the shop. As Louis entered the shop, he was relieved to see that there were no customers. John closed the shop, and they both sat down on chairs. Louis placed the lasagna on the table, and they enjoyed their meal together. On Sunday, after breakfast, John and Louis set out for the nearby forest to gather herbs for some medicines. While they were collecting, Louis suddenly saw a man faint behind the bushes.
John! Come quickly!
He called out. They rushed over and saw a snake bite on the man's leg.
We need to act fast.
John said as he began to clean the wound and apply a bandage with Louis's help. After giving him first aid, they carefully lifted the man into their horse cart and hurried back home. Once they arrived home, their grandmother opened the door and felt worried.
What happened?
She asked, looking at the man lying there.
He was bitten by a snake.
Louis explained quickly. John immediately got to work making a potion for the man. He gave him a dose. After a short time, the man regained consciousness, and Louis quickly offered him a glass of water.
Thank you both for saving my life.
The man said. Over the next 3 days, John and Louis gave him medicine every few hours, along with healthy meals, pomegranate juice, and boiled eggs for strength. Their grandmother often sat with him, saying,
You are getting stronger every day.
By the end of the 3rd day, the man felt much better, and he was ready to head back to the city. When the man tried to pay John for his care and the food, John firmly refused, saying,
We are just glad to help.
The man then smiled and said to their grandmother,
You must be very proud of these kind-hearted boys.
The man thanked them, said goodbye, and left for the city.